Hello and welcome to today's training on how to start selling AI email automations as a service, even if you've got no experience or clients yet. So in this training, I'm going to show you the exact framework used for turning an AI email assistant into a profitable service-based business that can pay month after month recurring revenue. So whether you're just getting started or you're already familiar with AI tools, this session is designed to give you a clear step-by-step process that you can use and follow immediately to find clients, deliver results, and scale your service. So by the end of this training, you should know how to start and scale an AI automation business, even if you have no experience, excuse me, how to find and onboard your first 3 to 5 clients, how to collect testimonials and turn those free clients into paid contracts. Now, I know that might sound like a big promise, but it's completely achievable because you're not starting from scratch. The AI tools that we'll be using today are proven and don't require coding or complex text setups. Businesses are crying out and desperate for this kind of automation. So by the end of this webinar, you'll be able to provide it clearly and confidently to them. So sit back, grab a coffee, and let's get stuck in. So let's first start by talking about the massive shift that's actually happening right now. Businesses are drowning in emails, whether it's customer inquiries, lead follow-ups, internal communications, inboxes are overflowing. It's costing time, opportunities, revenue, essentially. And here's the thing. So AI is solving this problem already. In 2024 alone, 44% of companies started replacing roles with AI-powered systems, and by 2030, up to 30% of jobs could be automated, according to PwC. So essentially, most businesses know that they need AI. They don't know how to set it up or how to use AI tools effectively. And this is where you can come in. Businesses looking for complicated solutions, they want something simple that just works. That's exactly what AI email automation does. And the best part is you don't even need any coding skills or expensive software to deliver this. With the right framework, you can set up an AI email assistant quickly and charge businesses for the time and money that you're saving them. There'll be more on this later on how you actually set up the AI email assistant, but we'll go into that in a bit more depth later on. So I'm sure, actually, I don't know who said this quote first, but I'm sure you may have already seen it, but it's very true. So AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI will. So the question is, it's not whether AI automation is needed, it's who will set it up to provide it. So the AI wave is already here, and those who take action are the early adopters, and those are the ones who will benefit the most. Let me show you how to get started. So now that we've covered the opportunity, let's talk about how to actually get started. You don't need to overcomplicate this. Success comes from following a simple, proven framework, and it's just 3 steps. So first of all, you've obviously got to choose your niche. Niching down is the best way to find a market and solve a specific problem for those people. So you want to think about industries that rely heavily on email. Think real estate agents, e-commerce stores, service providers, and then create a simple offer for those people. For example, basic setup of email categorization and draft replies, or a premium setup that includes workflows, integrations, and more. So focus on the results, saving time, faster responses, and boosting revenue, essentially. The next thing you want to do is to find and work with beta clients. So once you've got your offer in place for your niche, the fastest way to get started is working with beta clients. So this is people you can get to test your service to make sure that it's actually useful and providing value to them. You'll focus on showing results and collecting testimonials that you can then use in outreach to solidify your offer. And then you can use the outreach script that I'll share with you later on to reach warm contacts and LinkedIn connections and business groups and so on. So these first few clients will just give you the confidence proof of concept, and it will help you get referrals through the door in those first few weeks of starting. So the third step is to actually deliver on those promises. So you're going to have to build the AI email automations and then monetize from that. So that might be turning those free existing beta clients into paid clients, or it might mean outreaching with your new testimonials, finding new clients. So once you have 2 to 3 paying clients, you can start scaling with higher upsells, pricing, and referrals. So now let's break down this step-by-step process with how to pick your niche and how to build a compelling offer. So picking the right niche for email automation I think there's a few key questions that can sort of guide you into thinking about who you want to target. So you should start by asking yourself, what industries do I already know? So you already have experience in a specific field. For example, if you've worked in real estate before or marketing, you already understand their workflows, their challenges. What would they find useful? You can also ask, who do I already have access to? So that's things like your clients, past clients, colleagues, your social networks, friends, family. I'm sure we all know people in our extended friends and family that own businesses or they manage teams. So think about who those people might be and whether they could be your first beta clients. You could also ask, so which businesses rely heavily on email? So a few just off the top of my head is real estate, e-commerce, consultants, agencies. They all have slightly different email problems in terms of what their workflows will be and what they need to happen when certain emails come in and what kind of answers they need to come out and who should those messages be directed to and what kind of notifications should come off the back of that. But that's something you can get into when you obviously have those discovery calls with those potential clients. And then also you could ask, so who values their time the most? The high ticket service providers. So I think lawyers, accountants, coaches, they're all willing to invest in tools that will save them time because ultimately it saves them money. So I would recommend picking a niche that you already either know or you can easily access. This will make your outreach a lot easier when you come to build it. And once you've picked a niche, you can move on to the next step, how to create an offer that speaks directly to the pain points of these target audiences. So you'll want to create an offer that they can't say no to. Businesses don't care about how your AI email assistant works, they care about what it does for them. So for example, instead of saying AI-powered email categorization with ChatGPT, you should say save 10 hours per week and respond faster to leads without hiring extra staff. That's just one example. So make the problem obvious. Email overload, missed leads, wasted time, and position your service as the solution to those problems. You want to show the desired outcome, so that's the save 10 hours per week, whatever it is. That's something you can discover when you're talking to beta clients, when you're working out the product, and you can sort of gauge how much time are these people saving, or how much money are they making, how much time saved. It can all be put into your offer. So keep it simple and low risk. So obviously to start with, you want to keep it free, low cost. I mean, free is obviously the best to start with, or you can go very, very low cost just so there's a bit of commitment from them on their side. So they're going to be more invested in you and the service that you can offer them. And then you're going to offer quick wins as well. So if you can come in and almost immediately create those quick wins, those value adds that are going to really make it seem like you've offered so much upfront value that they're going to want to work with you from then onwards. So if you can try and do that in the first 24 to 48 hours, but just as soon as you can, that's going to really help build that trust as well in you and your service. So then you'll want to think about what could your productized service look like. So an example of this, and this is something that I have for mine, is you have the basic email categorization at the bottom. So this is very much just a bit like filters in your email. So you know how you can set labels, and if an email comes in and it's from this email address, it will always go to this folder. Or if it's got this word in it, then it will always go to that folder. But with AI, it's slightly more complex than that. And what it can actually do is look at the content of the email and then decide which category it should go into based off the context. So it's not just looking for like a keyword match, it's actually looking for context and understanding and saying, okay, yeah, this is actually a customer inquiry. This needs to go to the customer inquiry support team. Or this looks like a new lead. This needs to go to the sales team. So that's the sort of basic categorization, and that can be set up pretty quickly and easily. Then you have the advanced email assistant. So this might be the email categorization that I mentioned. Then it might also write draft responses. So if you've always got the same inquiries coming in, the same questions, you could create a template that then fires off whenever that question is asked. So maybe you have 10 different answers to common FAQs. The AI can look at the content of the email, say, okay, this question is about this product. Here's the productized template that we can just send straight off, and that can go without the need for any additional complicated workflows. And then the sort of top tier would be the custom AI email assistant. And that's a full system that's going to have categorization. It's going to write custom draft responses that's trained on your brand tone and voice. So that might have your things like your FAQs in there, your pricing, your products, your services, but it can also have your tone of voice. So what that might look like is when you come into your emails every morning, you'll just look in your drafts, and all the emails that have come in from the night before have already got drafts ready to go, written in your tone of voice. So all you have to do is just come in, review the email as it is there already, decide if it's good to go, make a few edits, and hit send. So that's going to obviously save people a lot of time. If it's written in their tone of voice as well, it's not going to sound like it's AI. So now that we've covered building your offer, let's make sure that you can communicate it clearly and confidently. A well-crafted message is what grabs the attention and gets people interested in what you're offering. So first of all, you can think about who do you serve, so that's your niche, but try to be more specific where you can. So again, real estate agents, just one example. What are you going to help them achieve? So what's the measurable result that they want? Is it time? It's usually time or money, but it could be also things like better response rates or increased sales, for example. And then you have by what. So what do you actually do to do that? So it's less important than the outcome, but it's the focus on the transformation where you can, not just the features. And then you can also add a without limiting beliefs. So there might be some sort of limiting beliefs that your target audience have where they think, I can't use AI because it's always going to sound robotic. I'm going to lose my personal brand touch. Or they think it's too expensive, or they think it's too complicated, or it's too technical. So that's where you can address that. So it might be something like, in this next example, let's have a look. So I help e-commerce store owners save 10 hours a week with an intelligent AI-powered email automation that can respond to customers on autopilot without sounding robotic. So this is just what you might want to have written down somewhere or have it on a Google Doc so you can refer back to it, just so you can use it in your outreach and you can reference it in your emails as well. So it's just useful to have there so you know for yourself as well, just a reminder of who you're helping, what is the outcome that they want, and how are you going to do it, and what is their common misbelief that you're going to address in your messaging. So the next step would be to find your first clients. And how do you do that fast? Well, your first clients don't actually need to be strangers. So often the best place to start is with people you already know. So that could be friends or family who run businesses or you work with that are in your target niche. You can think about past colleagues or clients who might need your service or know someone who does. You can just reach out to them and let them know that you're offering a free or heavily discounted service for a few businesses as part of their beta testing. Frame it as an opportunity for them to solve a problem that they already have, which is too many emails and not enough time. So you could just send them this template, just, hi, my name's James, I'm launching a new service that automates email inboxes and saves businesses 5 hours a week. I'm offering free setup for the first 3 to 5 businesses this month in exchange for feedback and testimonials. Would you be open to trying it out? So it's a very low ask, really. It's saying, I'm wanting to help you with something. I can try and save you some time each week, and this is just in exchange for feedback and testimonials. Would you be open to trying it? So, I mean, personally, if I'd got something like this before I'd heard of email automation, it would make me my ears would prick up and I think, oh, what is this? What are they offering? What are they trying to sell? But also, actually, that sounds quite useful. Like, I would be interested to try it if it's free and all I have to do is just give some feedback, then I'd be well up for trying it. Basically, the best way to onboard them quickly is by lowering the barrier to entry. So instead of trying to sell at full price right away, you can offer free or heavily discounted. And this gives you confidence. You'll be able to practice your skills and build it without having the worry of, oh my God, they've just paid me £1,000 for this. It's going to eat away at the back of you. You can't deliver it, or for whatever reason, you'd worry about delivering it. Basically, you don't have to worry when it's free. You'll get more confident in building them as you go along. You've got the proof of concept as well, so you can collect the testimonials and get feedback, tweak the product, make it better over time. So it's not just going out to the market without knowing whether it's actually useful or not. And then you get momentum as well. So you get the happy clients coming back, and then they can turn into paying clients eventually if they like what you're offering, if they find it useful, if it's saving them time. Then why wouldn't they pay for it and keep it? So you want to make it clear also that it's a limited time offer. So you can create some urgency, say, I'm offering this free for the first 3 businesses to test it out, or you could put a time frame on it, and then you can say after that I will be charging full price. So it removes risk for them, and gives you the experience that you need to grow. Lastly, whilst you're delivering these beta services, you don't just focus on the results, you focus on collecting feedback that you can use to attract more clients. So here's what to do. Ask them to track the time saved and how their inbox feels using the assistant. You can request specific quotes from them with the impact. So things like, this automation saved me 8 hours a week and helped me close 3 more deals this month. And if they're happy to do it, ask for a video testimonial. Even if it's just them talking to their phone for 30 seconds, it really boosts trust and credibility if there's somebody talking to a camera. So obviously, why do testimonials matter? They build trust, and prospects believe real users more than sales pitches. So if you've got these to back you up when you do go to the market with your offer, it'll just make selling so much easier because you've got the proof of concept there. And lastly, you can also, don't be shy to ask for referrals directly. So if you've helped somebody and they're saying how much this is saving them time, how much it's helping them with their emails, then you can just say, do you know of anybody else who's struggling with their emails? Or you could even offer a bonus for that as well. So for introductions, say, if they sign up, then I'll give you an extra month free, or a discounted rate if you continue to use my email automation. So that makes it even easier to close, and it starts to snowball if you get more and more people joining along. So the next step to closing clients and getting clients is actually finding clients beyond your network. So this is essentially cold outreach or warm outreach, depending how well you know these people. It's obviously the biggest opportunity because there's the most people out there, but it is the hardest part of sales. So you're going to have to connect with people that you've never met before. They don't trust you, they don't know you. They may not be interested in what you're offering. So you might get a lot of no's. In fact, you will get a lot of no's, but every no that you get is bringing you closer to a yes. So instead of thinking about spamming techniques, we want to focus on organic strategies that feel natural, that build trust, and attract people who actually want what you're offering. So you can start to show up in places where they hang out. So this might be things like Facebook groups, school communities, LinkedIn posts, comments, maybe even forums or like Reddit or Quora. Basically, it will depend on the niche. So niche by niche, there'll be different places that they hang out. So I know that for me, in SEO, search engine optimization, there's a lot of people in Facebook groups and Twitter, for example. Or if it's AI, then there's school communities and YouTube and stuff, YouTube comments and things like that. So there's lots of different places you can think about where they might be. And you want to answer their questions with real, genuine advice. So if you're coming back and somebody's asked a question, you're not coming in with the hard sell straight away. You just want to be useful, helpful, genuinely just go out there trying to help people with information that is slightly related to your service. So you might want to go and search for people who are trying to organize their life, people who are looking to save time in their business. They might be asking questions in forums, for example, of automation tips, things like that, and they're looking to perhaps learn how to do it themselves. But if they realize that actually they don't really want to do it, then they can find somebody who can do it for them, and that would be you. So you just basically want to help all the time until people feel like you've offered so much value that they trust you. So obviously, instead of pitching straight away, just give as much value upfront as you can. It'll build authority, and this kind of compounds over time as well. So you become known as the person within that group or that community that just helps people, just offers so much value without asking for anything in return. Their answers are so valuable, essentially, that people will start to recommend you as well. So if anybody that ever does post a question, for example, does anybody know anybody that can do AI automations? That's when people will then start tagging you, and it's almost like a referral. It's like a vote of confidence. If there's lots of other people recommending you, then obviously you're the right person for the job. So once you've interacted with someone's post and they've commented on yours, you can send them a personalized DM, not copy and paste pitch. And again, you just want it to be soft. It's not going to be like a hard sell, but at some point you do need to let people know what you offer. It just needs to be in a natural way that doesn't sound like you're being spammy or salesy. Just like you're trying to help people, and then, oh, by the way, I do offer this as a service if you're interested. So you could just say, you could reach out after you've connected with somebody a certain amount of times on comments. You feel like you've built up a bit of a relationship. You can say, hi, I saw your post and you're struggling with the inbox overload. I've actually been working on a business where I automate email responses and it's saving people hours every week. I'd be happy to show you what's been working if you're interested. No pressure, just thought I'd offer. And see how people respond. Typically, it'll be a much nicer response than if you go in with the hard sell straight away. And lastly, you just want to leverage the social proof. So once you've got those testimonials, you want to put them in posts. You can share screenshots of client wins. Another business just saved 10 hours with this automation this week. You can do DMs, attach quick quotes or case studies, and you can do stories and short form videos as well. So I'm sure you're probably all wondering, how did I actually get my first AI automation client? And this is a recent payment, actually. It's on the 8th of January, so we're on the 24th now. This is my very first AI automation client with email automation that is a recurring monthly payment of £995 per month. And I just wanted to talk a little bit how this sort of came about and how I'll be doing this moving forward to get more clients. So where this client came from, as I've already said, this is somebody, or as I've said previously, one of the best ways to get clients is to think about who is in your close network, who have you helped previously. So for me, this was somebody that I've actually worked with in the past. So I've had a history of working on SEO, which is search engine optimization. I actually built this guy a site years ago. He's got a security solutions business, like a service-based business. I built him the website. He's obviously happy with that. And I know that at the time he'd mentioned how he has been quite busy and how he's been struggling to sort of keep up with all the leads that are coming in, all of the different emails that go between his systems. So he has security systems out in loads of different businesses, and there's constant notifications going off coming to him. He needs to redirect them and forward them to different locations, to different people, to his technicians who then need to go out and service the different locations based on alarms going off and all sorts of things. So basically, I just reached out to him one day and I said, I know how previously you'd said that you were struggling with your emails and how many are coming in each day and how much time you're having to spend going through them. And I've been experimenting with AI and Make.com, and I'm starting to get a feel for how you can connect all the tools together with Gmail, and you can create emails in your tone of voice and do all these incredible things. Would you be interested in me creating something like this for you for free? And of course, he said yes. He's like, yes, I would love for you to experiment on that. So brought me on for free to build this to start with, just as a proof of concept, just to trial it essentially, just for a week or two. I ended up doing about 10 days, and he obviously was very happy with it. So he ended up paying for it in the long term. But what he did do in that first 10 days was give me lots of feedback about how it was working and how we can improve it, jumping on calls quite a bit to make sure that it's actually working as expected. And there were some roadblocks along the way. So we would find sometimes in the email that's coming from OpenAI, it's putting the wrong formatting in the email. So it would have asterisks, or it would have dashes or HTML coming through into the email and stuff. So quite a bit of work to try and make sure that that's going through in the prompts correctly, so it's going to come through on the output. But yeah, that's how I got my first paying client. So this is somebody that I've helped previously. They know me, they trust me, they've paid me before for something in the past, and it's loosely related to this service. And now I've got a recurring revenue just from this one client. So what I'll do now is get the testimonial from him. I could create a landing page to host that, or I could just keep it somewhere. And the next time I'm going to go on like a client discovery call, I'm going to be able to show his testimonial. And I'm also going to be able to show the template that I've created in Make.com. So actually, it'll be quicker and easier for me to recreate this again next time. And that might affect the pricing. So it might be cheaper for the next person if it's almost identical in structure. But if it's something that you want to sell at scale, then it's something you can replicate more easily and offer it to lots of different clients. And the thing about this is there's obviously like an ongoing fee here. So for some of these, you might have an upfront cost of like £1,000, and then it might be 50, 100, £200 a month just to keep it ticking over, just to keep improving it, and maybe dedicate a few hours per month to just keep improving it each time to add new modules, add new features and new functions. But it's just your foot in the door essentially. And now I have an AI automation client that is eager to have more automations from me. So this is somebody who is looking at what else can I automate in my business. So it's a really good problem to have. It's like a really sticky service, I think. So this is obviously quite a new client for me, but yeah, hopefully soon I'll have plenty more coming through. So how do you actually close a client? So typically you just go on a discovery call. Once you've obviously messaged them and realized that they're interested in this, jump on a discovery call. That can be combined with a live demo. You can sort of feel it out, just see whether it's something that they'd be interested in. And on this call, they can sort of talk to you about their problems. What are they finding with their emails? What's taking the most time? What are their similar emails that they get every single day that they need to respond to? And then you can do a live demo. So you can show them how this actually works, because it's obviously, once you see under the hood of how it all works, you understand the sort of true value of what's happening. And when you can see exactly what it's going to look like for them when it's implemented, so they're going to be able to see you show an example of an email come in, it gets categorized, and then the draft is written there for them in the tone of voice. That's when the light bulb moment goes off and they realize, wow, this is something that I could have in my business. It's going to save me so much time. And then obviously, once you've got them onboarded, after 2 or 3 weeks of them trying it out, you can get them on a retainer. Next, you're obviously going to want to deliver and onboard the client. You're actually going to have to create and build this thing, but don't be intimidated. It's all no code. You can learn it in a couple of days. So yeah, it's a fairly straightforward process once you've onboarded them. But obviously, in the lead up to that, you will have had beta clients, so you would have created this thing already, tested it maybe on your own emails, so you would know exactly how to build it when you do need to deliver. You want to obviously set clear expectations, deliver quick results where you can, and then request the testimonials and just keep repeating the process, and it will compound over time. So if you do want to take the shortcut, I basically have the plug and play email automation template that I've used already that you can just download, import straight into make.com. Obviously, you don't have to use that. You can build it yourself. But yeah, it does make it a lot easier to get started and use those first. So a final thought, this is where we leave things and you start taking action. So we've laid out the exact steps to go from zero to landing clients, delivering results, and turning this into a profitable AI automation business. It all starts with picking a niche, focusing on one group you can genuinely help. From there, you build trust by offering low cost setups, or free, sorry, to prove your value quickly. And once you've done that, you collect the proof, the testimonials, and referrals that make selling easier and more natural. And yeah, obviously the last step is to monetize. So it's turning those early wins into recurring revenue and a scalable business. Nothing happens until you take the first step. Now, this framework works, but only if you work on it. So start with one niche, reach out to your network, and land that first client. Once you do, you'll realize that it's not actually just a theory. It's a process that can be used to change your business and your life. But now it's over to you. So let's go make it happen. If you do get stuck along the way, or if you're not already in my school community, you can join along, ask any questions, and I'll guide you through the process. So it's the AI Automation Lab on school.com. There should be a link somewhere if you're watching this elsewhere, but if not, it's school.com/AI-automation-lab. That should take you to the About page where you just click join. It's free to join for the first 100 members, and then after that, it may well go to paid. I haven't decided just yet, depending how busy it is in the group. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. I hope you get started, and yeah, you'll soon realize that AI automation is here, and it's easier than ever to build. Businesses are just crying out for this as a service. Yeah, AI is obviously the future, so better to start now and get ahead of the curve. Yeah, so thank you again for watching, and hope to see you in the group soon.